The placement of Mars in the second house of a natal chart is a potent configuration that merges the raw, assertive energy of the god of war with the grounded, material realm of Taurus's natural domain. In astrology, the second house governs our personal finances, material possessions, self-worth, and the sensory values we hold dear. When Mars, the planet of action, desire, and heat, resides here, it creates a lifelong theme of fighting for what you have and working for what you want. The drive for financial independence. For an individual with Mars in the second house, money is rarely seen as a static resource. Instead, it is a primary fuel source and a metric of personal power. There is often an intense, almost competitive drive to accumulate wealth. These individuals are not content to wait for a paycheck or rely on inheritance. They possess a hunter-gatherer instinct regarding their livelihood. They are frequently the self-made types who view financial stability as a battlefield where victory is won through sheer industry and initiative. However, the second house is naturally a succedent house, which prefers stability, while Mars is a malefic planet that thrives on disruption and movement. This creates a fascinating paradox. The native may be incredibly hardworking and capable of earning large sums of money quickly, but they are equally prone to impulsive spending. Mars acts on impulse, and in the second house, this often manifests as burning a hole in one's pocket. The desire to possess something is felt as an urgent physical need, leading to sudden, large purchases that can destabilize the very security they work so hard to build. Self-worth is a battleground. Beyond physical coins and property, the second house represents our internal sense of value. With Mars located here, the ego is directly tied to one's productivity and bank account. When these individuals are earning well and checking off their to-do lists, their self-confidence is stratospheric. Conversely, periods of unemployment or financial stagnation can lead to profound irritability, anger, or even a crisis of identity. They tend to value strength, autonomy, and tangible results. They have little patience for fluff or abstract concepts that don't yield a practical return. In relationships, this can manifest as a need to be the provider or a desire to show affection through lavish, high-energy gifts. They protect what is theirs with a fierce, almost territorial loyalty. If someone threatens their belongings or questions their integrity, the Martian temper flares up quickly in defense of their turf. The physicality of values. Mars is a planet of the body, and the second house is a house of the senses. This placement often indicates a person who is very hands-on. They might find success in fields that require physical stamina, mechanical skill, or the direct manipulation of the material world, such as construction, surgery, professional sports, or high-stakes trading. They take pride in their physical strength and their ability to endure hard labor. There is also a certain material courage present here. While others might be timid about investing or starting a business, the Mars in second house individual is willing to take risks. They believe in their ability to earn back whatever they lose. This resilience is their greatest asset. Even if they hit rock bottom, their Martian fire ensures they will start digging and building again the very next day. Navigating the challenges. The shadow side of this placement involves greed, possessiveness, and a might makes right attitude toward resources. If Mars is poorly aspect, there can be frequent arguments over money or a tendency to use one's possessions to intimidate others. Learning that one's value as a human being is independent of their net worth is the primary spiritual lesson for this placement. Ultimately, Mars in the second house is an engine of productivity. When channeled constructively, it provides the stamina to build a literal empire. It transforms the second house from a quiet garden of personal values into a dynamic workshop where the individual forges their destiny through sweat and iron. They don't just value things, they value the effort it takes to acquire them, making every possession a trophy of their personal strength. When Mars is placed in the second house, the zodiac sign it occupies acts as the flavor of the fuel. It dictates how you pursue wealth, what you find valuable, and how you handle your temper regarding your belongings. Fire signs, the impulsive accumulators. Aries, this is a double dose of Mars energy. You are a financial pioneer, likely to start your own business or take massive risks. You earn fast and spend faster, often viewing money as a prize to be won. Leo, you value luxury and status. Your self-worth is tied to being seen as generous and successful. You spend money on the best of the best to reflect your inner royalty and take great pride in your creative talents. Sagittarius, money is a means to freedom and experience. You might gamble or invest in big-picture ideas. You are generous to a fault and rarely worry about the future, trusting that more wealth is always over the horizon. Earth signs, the material builders. Taurus, Mars is in detriment here, but it makes for a relentless worker. You are incredibly territorial and possessive. You move slowly, but once you set your sights on a financial goal, you are an unstoppable force of nature. Virgo, you find value in precision and utility. You are the efficiency expert of the zodiac, earning money through specialized skills. Your spending is calculated, and you get irritated by waste or disorganized finances. Capricorn, this is the exalted position for Mars. You are the architect of long-term wealth. You have incredible stamina for the grind and view your bank account as a mountain you must climb. You are disciplined, patient, and highly strategic. Air signs, the social earners. Gemini, your income often comes from multiple sources or side hustles. You value information and gadgets. You might spend impulsively on books, travel, or technology, and you earn money through communication and quick thinking. Libra, your financial drive is often linked to partnerships. You might spend heavily on aesthetics, art, or keeping up appearances. You have a velvet glove approach to earning, assertive, but always with a touch of charm. Aquarius, you have unconventional views on wealth. You might earn money through technology, social causes, or freelance lifestyles. You value your independence more than a high salary and tend to spend on unique, niche interests. Water signs, the intuitive providers. Cancer, your drive for money is fueled by a need for security. You are the provider who wants to build a fortress for your loved ones. You can be very shrewd with money, holding on to it tightly because it represents emotional safety. Scorpio, you have a poker face regarding your finances. You are attracted to high-stakes investments and have a knack for uncovering hidden resources. Your self-worth is deep and intense. You don't just want money, you want power. Pisces, your relationship with the material world is fluid. You may struggle with financial boundaries or spend money on escapism and art. You often earn through your imagination or by helping others, treating money as energy that comes and goes. When Mars transits the second house, the energy shifts from the internal exploration of the first house into the external world of material manifestation and personal security. This is a brief but intense period, usually lasting about 6 to 8 weeks, where your focus shifts toward what you own, what you earn, and how you define your value. The surge in earning power. A Mars transit through the second house often acts like a shot of adrenaline for your finances. During this time, you aren't just thinking about money, you are actively hunting for it. You may feel a sudden burst of ambition to pick up extra hours, launch a side hustle, or finally ask for the raise you've been contemplating. The warrior energy of Mars makes you more assertive in negotiations and less willing to settle for less than you feel you are worth. It is an excellent time for clearing the brush, sorting out bank accounts, paying off debts, or aggressively pursuing a financial goal that has been stagnant. The trap of impulsive spending. However, Mars is a double-edged sword. While it increases the desire to earn, it equally heightens the desire to spend. The second house governs our physical desires, and Mars demands immediate gratification. You might find yourself making impulsive, high-ticket purchases that feel like needs in the moment but are actually just expressions of Martian restlessness. There is a burn-it-all-down quality to this transit. If you feel frustrated or undervalued, you might try to buy a sense of power or comfort. The challenge here is to channel that fire into productive investments rather than fleeting retail therapy. Defending your values and space. Psychologically, the second house represents our stuff, both physical and ideological. When Mars transits here, you become more protective of your boundaries. You might find yourself getting unusually irritable if someone borrows your belongings without asking or questions your judgment. This is a period where you are likely to stand your ground. Your speech also takes on a Martian edge. Since the second house traditionally governs the voice and throat in many astrological systems, you may find yourself speaking with more heat and conviction. While this is great for advocacy, it can lead to friction with family members or colleagues if your directness comes off as aggression. The physical manifestation of worth. During this transit, you may feel a literal, physical need to be in your body. The second house is associated with the senses, and Mars is the planet of action. You might find yourself working out more vigorously to build muscle, physical assets, or tackling home improvement projects that increase the value of your property. It is a time when the abstract becomes concrete. You want to see the results of your labor in a form you can touch, hold, or deposit. Summary of the transit. The Mars transit through the second house is a call to take ownership. It asks you to look at your resources, your time, your money, and your talents, and ask, am I using these effectively, or am I letting them sit idle? It is a period of high-octane productivity that, if managed with a bit of restraint, can lead to a significant upgrade in your material security and your sense of self-reliance. Subscribe, like, and share.